I don't know about you guys, but this is the scariest thing to fight in RTA. This is the scariest thing to see your enemy pick in RTA. Hey, every time I see a pick, I'm like, oh, okay, well, I have to ban that. So I have to let them have the other, whatever other 4-unit combo that they want, because that needs to be banned. So I have to be able to beat any other, they basically guarantee themselves the other 4 units. This actually does have the highest, I didn't do the studies, this is studies that other people did. But research and looking at all the matches, high-level matches, and this is the guy with the highest RTA win rate is this Ragdoll. But not this Ragdoll. This Ragdoll is not, he's unruined, but because it's not anybody. You get the idea. You get the idea. Ragdoll's the unit that has the highest win rate. Artemil, Gian, things like that are very high as well, but he's sitting pretty at the top. But there are ways to counter him. A few of the things people like to use are people have been using this season saying Vertiheal is the free-to-play Ragdoll counter because Vertiheal will increase the attack gauge, Ragdoll will increase the attack gauge as well, so it's kind of like cancels each other out. Some people like to use Garo as a Ragdoll counter as long as the enemy doesn't have other units that have multi-hits, Garo can be very annoying. And Ragdoll can't like one-shot him. So, some people have used that, but that was more of a last season thing than this season. Also things like ignore defense, that is like Odin, Bulwark, Molong, Ikaris, that's damage based on their HP. What else? Rika is another one. Ciara has a lot of crit, but she also has the bombs which ignore defense. Rika with very, very, very low crit rate. I know people build Rika with very low crit rate to not trigger the Artemils, to not trigger the Ragdolls. Purposely though. So anyway, let's see some players that are actually able to beat Ragdolls, not ban them, just outright beat them. Here we go, Ragdoll Slayer number 1. So Vertiheal, so picks Vertiheal. He's got the Antares in to counter the Diana, and then he's got the Wusa to counter the Antares. Okay, but Diana can swoosh herself out of the immunity though. That's how what you say. She swishes herself out of the immunity. So, turn cycling. Basically, Vertiheal, look at how much damage that does with the attack power buff. Dear lord. And kills the Diana. Diana's back, though, with the attack power buff. That's not going to kill Vertiheal. Yeah. Vertiheal's, for RTA are so tanky that wasn't even going to kill Vertiheal. I mean, the second skill would kill Vertiheal with ignore defense if it was juiced up. So they come back from this ridiculous shenanigans. Does he proc? He does not proc. He was going to counter, so he's built on revenge. A lot of them are built on revenge though. Purify. This of course kills her. And now it's just a matter of time. So it's basically Perna's got to be the one that kills the Ragdoll. It's basically a Perna nuke. I want to see how close it gets, though. She's going for the Vanessa next. Ooh, my goodness. Does a pretty decent amount of damage. And the Perna proc. And cleanse. If they didn't proc that, though. If they didn't proc that, that would have been GG. Now Perna takes down Vanessa. And it's 2-on-2. It's 2-on-2 with something that can ignore defense. They got the procs. Don't think I didn't notice the procs. But basically, Perna just does big burst damage. Okay. So big burst damage just like, oof. Oh, speaking of Leica, I was gonna say Leica, and then I'm like, oh, Leica. Yeah, Leica actually too. Could do pretty big burst damage, and Ragdoll can't one-shot Leica as well. I mean, of course, a lot of things are, again, as soon as multi-hits come into play, that's a different story. But was that? They didn't have the torrent. Oh man, and that attack power buff, 23,000. 23,000, no defense break. That's game. That's game. I'm sorry, Rusa, but that's game. That Perna's gonna crit on you with attack power buff. I want to see this. I just want to see this. Yeah. Burst through that shield and then extra 9,000. Purify. It's not gonna. It's. I know you have element advantage, Rusa, but Perna doesn't know that. Oh, hold on. Perna's glancing. Never mind. He's waiting for the attack buff to do the crits. He's waiting for the attack buff. I mean, he's not gonna win with his Wusa. Yeah. Good to see though. I mean, when he is the thing is though, so he picked a Vertiheel as part of the counter, and then the Perna just does big burst damage. So anytime the Perna's actually getting a hit and critting, he's making it count because it's big burst damage. Next Ragdoll killer. Ragdoll Artemis. God damn! I have the wrong late Dark Nat 5s to be playing Summoner's War. At least this season, right? At least this season. Why'd they have to nerf Celia? Like, seriously, why'd they have to? I don't know why they nerfed Celia. Okay. Let's see. I mean, still has Yen Hong, though. How to beat Ragdoll equals Yen Hong. I think it's going to be more about the Vertigo than the Yen Hong, to be honest. Okay, so strips and increases attack age. Oh, that is a squishy. He's a squishy. He gets there's only one thing to stun, but didn't even get the stun. So I think it's just basically, does he revenge and crit? No revenge. I meant the Vertiheel crit. I meant this the Vertiheel crit. But I think more than anything, this Vertiheel might be the Ragdoll counter. No procs from the. Oh, here we go. The Vertiheel needs to stay alive. Now, if the Vertiheel died, this match would have gone very differently. And the Vertiheel dies, doesn't it? Does he survive? No, he doesn't survive. See, I'm sitting here. I'm like, okay, so the Ragdoll counter is the Vertiheel here. But I think it might just be the Yen Hong. I think the Ragdoll counter might be the Yen Hong. Does enough damage to take out this Ragdoll. And also turn cycling, right? Everything's turn cycling. Amelia, though, I never use my Amelia anymore. I really don't. Like, I know I should. I know she's good, but I do not use the Amelia anymore. I just different gameplay strategy. So now a lot of CC, and she would need to proc. A lot of times, high level players will put will put their unicorn on Swift. So that's why you maybe don't see this water unicorn procking too much. They'll put it on Swift, kind of as a Gani Hathor counter, and you never see. Well, not you never see. You could see the unicorn proc, but you don't always see crazy unicorn procs. So eventually, just took down. So basically, a lot of these things are not necessarily critting a whole bunch. Like, he went with the Okeanos. He's hitting. He probably doesn't have high crit rate on that Okeanos, but he does have the crit rate. He probably has crit damage on Yen Hong, because he's using her as like a DPS unit. So got some crits on there. Got some crits. He's hoping to like cycle through a little bit. Increase cooltime, so not gonna be able to use the second skill. But I think it's just a thing of like, not everything is critting all the time. Sometimes he's trying to, I mean that's critting, but he's trying to use that Okeanos to hit the water unicorn to make sure it doesn't cycle. So it's just using kind of using the brain, and also Yen Hong, and not critting. And now he has the opportunity to kill, and then now he crits. So trying to kind of not crit. That's just one way of doing it, is just try to not crit, not cycle it too much. Okay, that's a good, I mean, of course, Yen Hong does help, but using the fire unit, hit water unit, not cycling. Okay, so the next Ragdoll killer, Sally D. Cutie. So basically, here's how to do. I already know. We did a video on this guy on the left. It's just how to counter Ragdoll. So hold on. He picks out the Ragdoll user picks out the Tessaran. I mean, Tessaran would be a good counter to Ragdoll as well, but just picks it out. You know, the Ragdoll Leo combo is really. That's a Chasun there too. You see the Chasun? I didn't even notice it first. Chasun. Okay. Well, that's one way of doing it. Good old Chasun. So, okay. I mean, good old Chasun. Wait, did he Violet proc? Or was his bomb on one turn? I need to pay more attention, actually. But I mean, the counter to Ragdoll is just pick a bunch of light dark nat 5s. Hey guys, this is a good strategy. Just pick a bunch of light dark nat 5s. This Chasun got her Fallen Blossoms. Well, I mean, when Ragdoll and Leo are helping the team cycle so much, of course Chasun's got her Fallen Blossoms again. It's just interesting to see, like, the Ragdoll team plus Chasun, Triana are both 4 stars, right? Not super crazy units. Ragdoll can help you compete with all 4 light dark nat 5 units. So one is a massively pay to win team, and the other one is just like, got lucky, got a Ragdoll. So Triana's down. Chasun takes down the Ragdoll. So all you have to do, you know what? The Tian Lang is the Ragdoll counter here. Because Tian Lang's passive will, like, even though he doesn't strip anymore, well, I mean, he basically doesn't strip anymore with a nerf to skill 2, Rip Tian Lang. He still is a counter to Ragdoll. He still is a counter to a lot of stuff because he will limit the enemy's attack gauge increase, and he will steal turns. So that's really the Ragdoll counter here. It's still Tian Lang. He's still relevant. Maybe he's not a pick every single time until you get to G3 where everyone's using Ordemil Ragdoll. So he still has his skill. He still has passive skill. And I wish they didn't have the Tian Lang, like the Tian Lang Molong completely nerf skill too. I wish it was like strip with a good chance, but like not necessarily stun. Because this strip stun was very, very strong. It was like potentially just like AoE strip CC. Like he was basically Gianna, right? Not as good, but he was basically very Gianna-y. And then now it's just like, yeah, it doesn't really do much of anything. It's like, it's kind of like rolling the dice and having 2 dice both land on 6 and be like, now it's good. Now it does a lot of stuff, but still is passive, still very strong. So Tian Lang's kind of the Ragdoll counter on this team. Super easy to retain in Ragdoll counter. Okay, so typical G2 first 2 picks. Real Ragdoll. This is such a gross video. Everything is so gross. Okay, so but we do have Ciara, we do have Perna, 2 big burst damage units. I mean, Diana needs the crit for her burst damage. Doesn't get the strip on the Perna. Okay, so he's got a bomb and he's got the Perna DPS. He's got 2 big DPS sources. Transcendence. Doesn't get the CC. Doesn't get the CC though. And this team, as much as it seems like they don't have a whole lot of sustain on this Diana team, and the Diana's not even going to do. Oh, he gets it. Perna's going to go down again, isn't he? Or she? I don't know. I don't know Perna gender. Okay, so bomb procs the stun though. Bomb procs the Josephine stun. Sleep on the Amelia. Another I love how this Fire Lich is like hanging with everyone else. Fire Lich is like, don't mind me. But it's the bombs. The bombs are going to be the Ragdoll counter here. Are equivalent to bombs and Perna big DPS. Ciara has absolutely got to stay alive though. And gets the crits. Oh, but not enough. Not enough. 1 crit shy. 1 crit shy. Oh my god. And Hathor, disgustingly broken OP. And Josephine also disgustingly broken OP. How many do you have to pick disgustingly broken OP stuff in G3 though? Oh jeez. So the Ciara needs to stay alive. He got the Antares down though. And that's gonna be enough sustain. That's gonna be enough sustain to do it. So he needs to so Cece's Pizza. They both have some sustain though. That's the thing, they both have some sustain. He needs to keep taking that Ciara down. Otherwise he's gonna have some problemos with that Ragdoll. Because as soon as the bomb goes on okay, so yeah. GG CC. Well, not GGCC. GG. Ragdoll killer. So Ciara Ragdoll killer. There we go. Okay, so this one is versus G2 player. Dude, it's so gross. Thor Artemil Ragdoll. Oh my god. And the Amelia, actually. Okay. Why the Amelia? I'm trying to think why the Amelia picked there. Over other things, I mean. So Ragdoll is going just right after Ragdoll first. Right after Ragdoll first. Alter ego attack on the Fran. Got nothing! Got nothing on the Fran. Okay, well, when your water monkey doesn't do anything, that's a nice way to start it. Chilling is so strong though. People still not giving him the love he deserves. Such a strong unit. Cause you can't even cool down his strip. Like some other things, like you know, as long as he gets it, even on a counter, he can fully strip, triple hit and strip. Really good against Gara, really good against things with Triana, and really good against. I mean, you can't Ganymede him or anything. You just revenge and strip. Revenge is really strong on Chilling, by the way. It's a kind of a meta thing, so just for anyone that doesn't know, revenge super swift revenge, triple revenge. Some people do violent revenge. Some people even, I've seen despair revenge, Chilling as well, which catches people off guard. But going after the Chilling first. And Chilling, if you notice, he's not using skill 2. He's not using skill 2 because he doesn't want to keep increasing the crit rate, because that's going to increase the Ragdoll. That's just gonna make Ragdoll cycle more. So it's basically, here's another one though, that we're doing a bunch of big burst damage with Perna. So that's the thing again, is big burst damage with Perna. Big burst, and there you go, like I said, revenge. Chilling revenge. And Chilling's got the defense buff now. So, I mean, Ragdoll's good, but in a 4-on-1 situation, especially with something with as big DPS as Perna, that's going to be tricky. So, okay, so we see another way. Oh my goodness. I added CC on my, that's why we're seeing so much CC. I added, I've seen so much CC because Hathor. No, it's a CC. It's a crowd control joke. Because I added CC on my... Oh! So fast, Hathor. Okay. So what is the Ragdoll? Well, the Ragdoll is a hard Ragdoll counter is Tessarion. So, gee, I wonder who the Ragdoll counter is. Guys, I could not possibly imagine. It's a very easy, easy to notice which is the Ragdoll counter there. Oblivion though on her. I mean, not that it really matters currently because her passive is on cooldown, but it's a very obvious Ragdoll counter, this one. Ooh, 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 ooh. Tessarion like a boss. Like a boss. Man, I don't use my Tessarion as much as I should. Oblivion and a Mega Smash and Oblivion again. See, this is why it's important to count the cooldowns. So everything is Oblivion. Tessarion so OP. Is that Tessarion or is that Isis? I can't. Where's my glasses? Where's my spectacles? Spectacle. No one says spectacles anymore. 2019. Remember the good old days? People used to say spectacles. No, nobody remembers those days. I sound like I'm 90 years old. Like I'm not 90. I know. Bagel's so old. Not 90. Haven't made it up that far yet. Yeah, this is just a very obvious Tessarion counter. It's a very obvious everything counter to this team. Bunch of OP Light Dark Nat 5s, Tessarion counter. I wonder if people still have their Tessarion. I wonder if a lot of people from the past couple seasons have their Tessarion still ruined. Because I feel like he's kind of not as relevant as he was like a few seasons ago. Like everyone's like, because the meta's kind of changed. So you see him less, but he's still very good. He's still, he also does damage. Remember guys, he does damage based on the amount of enemy debuffs as part of his passive as well. So Here is another one, Japanese player. First 2 picks. I mean, if you're fighting at G2, okay, first 2 picks is Vanessa Ragdoll. They could have the Ragdoll. Maybe he knows, maybe he doesn't. Okay, and it's Celia. They nerfed Celia though. Why are you picking Celia? She's not. They nerfed her. They nerfed her second skill, not her passive. They nerfed her second skill. They nerfed the water one too. I was very disappointed with that. Okay, so the Molong, DPS, DPS, boom boom, triple hit combo. So this is basically like a Molong being the Ragdoll counter kind of. Even though he's about to die in 5 seconds. And look at all those buffs. So one of the things that people don't realize about Celia. Bagel, are you gonna poop on Celia now? I'm not gonna. That's not her fetish to get pooped on. One of the things people don't realize about Celia is if there's a lot of buffs. Now I'm telling people how to beat Celia. She's already got nerfed. If there's a lot of buffs, she can't strip all of them, right? So she strips one and puts them to sleep randomly. Does he have the what's the cooldown on I was gonna say Vertiheal, Veligul. What's the cooldown on Veligul? So the Ragdoll counter would kind of be all the DPS from this just the big burst DPS from this this Light Vampire. Light Vampire has a really good stats though. Look at that. It can't strip everything. It can't strip everything. So this is kind of showing the Molong was kind of a Ragdoll counter, but in the end it just wound up being that the Bastard and the Veligul. Well, actually, the Bastard and that kind of worked up against him. If you really try to like take Bagel words, if you really try to look into that, what happened is sometimes the units on the other team were slept by Celia. And they didn't get turns, they didn't crit, and they didn't cycle for the Ragdoll team. So the Celia actually kind of worked in the one team's favor. And then as soon as he got the turns, as soon as he got the turns with the Light Vampire, he was able to actually kill some stuff. So here we go. Someone from Epic Fail, GG. What's that saying? If you can make God bleed, people will stop believing in him. I'm quoting that from Iron Man 2. Why are you banning Celia? She's not as OP as you think she is, especially this season. Ban the Rag. Well, they won, so really, I have no room to say what they should be banning. Okay, got the Reckless Assault onto Vanessa. It wasn't enough, but see that. So the two Ragdoll bans here are basically crit on Molong. Poor Molong. So I was gonna say the two Ragdoll counters were. Number 1, Vertiheal, and number 2, Molong. So this is kind of interesting. But basically the Vertiheal here is what's going to be countering the Ragdoll. Vertiheal crits, increases attack gauge. Ragdoll increases attack gauge as well, so it's kind of it's kinds of. Oh, jeez, I'm gonna stop talking. It's kinds of it cancels each other out. We need to end the video. Good job, Jarm. Ragdoll slaying Vertigo. So this is ooh, and the dots. She's gonna steal it from so he puts the brand on. And he confiscates. Oh, there we go. And just enough turn cycle, crazy Ajir and his crazy turn cycling. Confiscate. Takes the attack power buff. Doesn't matter, he has it again. He didn't crit. Also, I mean, Rakan, people have been actually picking Rakan every so often. I'm curious the exact conditions why people prefer to pick Rakan, though. Because he's usually not super relevant in RTA. One of the reasons being that he's kind of like a stall unit, but also does a lot of damage as well. But when the match goes on, his third skill becomes weaker, but his first skill becomes stronger. So, and he immunities himself and he attack power buffs himself. So anyway, guys, I thought this was interesting, showing some Ragdoll counters, quoting Iron Man 2. But that's basically it's nice different combinations of things that people were able to not ban the Ragdoll, even though he's like basically an insta-ban unit, not ban the Ragdoll, and what they were able to do to overcome the match without letting things get out of control. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I will see you as always in the next one.